Creativity and innovation are great. We definitely don't want to spend the time with mundane tasks and just reinventing the wheel. But there are also other segments that we're seeing right now. So let's say you're a CMO, you hire a marketing director, you hire a couple more people, and you want to just put them to the task. And realistically, what would you do as a CMO? Are you going to put them onto the playbooks that you know that work and the best practices and assign them the best SEO course by someone or media buying course by someone else, the digital marketer or so, and just tell them use these strategies as a foundation, as a framework, because this is what works for us? Or head into our ad account and spend 2 weeks studying it and start with repeating the working process before reinventing the wheel? Or would you put them to ChatGPT and tell them the bot knows everything better than you, so start with that and iterate onto that? So I think one of these missing pieces is, what do we do as we restructure our companies and we start to hire other people joining our business, regardless of whether they're in development or creative or marketing or SEO or whatever it is, right? The lack of these missing playbooks and the fact that playbooks expire so frequently means that we need to put up a lot more automation and very strategic, simplified SOPs that are more high level, that are not as easy to follow step by step with screenshots and whatnot, because you're going to update them every 2 months. And think about what's the best way to actually teach people. And again, there comes innovation. We are also overestimating the ability for people to be creative and innovative. There's so many people in marketing and technology and creative that are not being creative. You can go to Fiverr and find tens of thousands of designers who are not being creative. You can find people claiming they can do pretty infographics that look like crap, and you can see that everywhere. So overestimating the level of creativity is also something I'm dabbling with. Similarly to employment, companies are firing people left and right. That's a fact. How many of these people, however, have been pulling their weight and actually generating enough revenue for the company? Or can you combine the work of 3 people or 4 people into one person using several prompts and some tools? And again, I'm not advocating for AI is going to take over our jobs or anything like that. I'm saying that tons of people have been following playbooks and manual processes and doing stuff that robots can now do in 2 minutes instead of spending 4 hours on manual work. And we need to appreciate that and align our process internally. What we've been doing internally with AI is not replacing people. It's telling people, here are the hooks that you need to use. Here are some prompts that you need to use. But now, instead of creating 4 articles, you need to create 40 articles that have outlines and drafts and statistical data infused from 7 different AI tools, and use them for our satellite websites that are going to be niche and working on different value propositions. And because of the financial recession, let's put it this way, we are going to be able to pivot into separate single page application sites or separate blogs or so, infuse them with very strategic tactical information for one specific service instead of having the full suite menu listed out there. So understanding these opportunities, okay, now I can 10x productivity with one person, which means I can be more personalized, more unique. I can launch things faster. I can go live in 2 hours. And they wrote an article about that, by the way. And you can actually make sure that you can craft offers and create 100 offers in a week and test them with PPC, see what works instead of spending 3 weeks working on 3 offers. On the one hand, we definitely have highly efficient performing AI algorithms with tons of data, particularly on the meta side, where you can reach your audience within fewer than 50 clicks, which is where the pixel is going to learn everything and tap into your ideal audience, and it's just going to present your proposition to the right people you want to reach. So that's something that's scary indeed. And that's something that we're seeing all the time. You can push any offer with no targeting whatsoever, and the algorithm is going to do everything for you. But whether creativity is going to sit behind that or a chatbot, if you go to Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT, what you can do is really get any sort of prompt and hooks and copywriting message and say, apply AIDA, attention, interest, design, action, or any of the FABs or any of the other frameworks and copywriting algorithms, and just apply them and structure my copy out there. Or even go to have a conversation, a Zoom call or so, and get the transcript and get the AI transcript and pass it to the chatbot, and it's going to create everything for you. So when we're talking about creativity and inspiration, we are definitely working on thin ice here. What is the level of creativity that chatbots have not studied yet, they have not reached yet, and how to analyze that and apply it in practice? So this is something that CMOs, and not just CMOs, but everyone in marketing and startup founders and other founders as well, are facing. Right now, they say, I have a team over here in charge of copywriting and creative and doing a Facebook ads. Why do I need that when I can go and buy Magic X for running automated campaigns, or just pull the default meta algorithm And I can use ChatGPT or Jasper or someone else to write my copy. And I can use DALI or Stable Diffusion to create my creatives and so on. Gary Vee, Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, they've all come out to say that creative thinking is one of the most crucial skills on the planet. And even if bots come and take over us, creative thinking is going to save us from that. So this is the number one most important skill that we are underappreciating out here. But what we're missing out here is that bots are learning our collective creative intelligence and they're able to adapt to what works in the market. So if we stick to old and outdated playbooks, we would not be able to compete with bots using statistical data and machine learning to provide the same thing at even higher quality. This is the missing piece that many of us are actually missing out on. But on the bright side, if you're in the top percent of marketers or growth hackers or whatever it is in your department, you understand that there is a saturation point similar to the bell curve, where whenever everyone starts to use one strategy and they use the same hooks, the same message length, same tone of voice, same creatives, there's the saturation point. And buyers essentially, they want distinguished, unique solutions with creative value proposition. So the value of creativity and the value of individualism here is in fact in creating these unique triggering campaigns that click with your buyer compared to everything else that's AI generated out there. This is the missing link that CMOs and founders and all marketing directors are scratching their heads on right now. And this is precisely what we're spending 99% of the time right now, uncovering new playbooks. And these playbooks are only working for 2 months, up to 3 months tops. And then we need to renew each and every playbook for each and every go-to-market channel that you're working on.